There we go.
Hey.
Now it's on.
It is.
Now we have to wait for like actual humans to join. How do we know as well if anybody's watching? Which they won't be, but right now. But like, how do I know this information?
I'm gonna tweet the link, I think.
Oh yeah, it just says at the top like 0. How do you? I'm gonna say that we're.
Okay. What's it going out loud?
So it as if it's so 3 people. I think have joined actually. Hi.
Hello.
I've never used this before, so I'm so confused what's actually going on.
Oh. Let's go.
I don't know. I mean, so what are you up to? What? So you're reading Midnight Sun? Oh, yes. Okay. So actually, people are. Hi. Oh, Elif's watching. My friend Elif's watching. Hello.
I think.
What's everybody going to read or do? My camera's back way, so I feel really weird. And I don't know how to look at myself.
Yeah. Weird.
I think like it's. I think I read that it's like a bit delayed.
Mm.
Do you like it? I know it's a bit mad, but I was just like, you know what, and it needs straightened. But I was just like, you know what, I might as well do it. You know, it's lockdown and everything.
Yeah, true. Might as well, and it looks good, so it paid off.
And you did yours red.
Yes. Yeah, it looks really
good. I like it. I actually quite like it. It's not that different from the brown. Like it's not that obvious. It's not like.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's not like too. It's not like too obvious. I'm just gonna. I think I messed up my like webcam in my laptop because it's like really blurry now. Because my ex-boyfriend was like really obsessed with like people like watching him from like his web like the webcam, so he always like put stickers over my webcam. So then I'd be like so I think it like kind of ruined it and made it like really ugly and like blurry. Yeah, little story there.
Well, it's still fine.
Is it really bad like quality? Whoops.
It's fine for me. Like it's not that bad.
Yeah, you look fine to me.
Like you're not that.
Well, I'll send you a picture of it, Elif, and you can judge.
Oh.
I think you just froze.
Yeah.
Hey. And hey. So what's everybody reading?
Yeah, well, as we said, I'm reading Midnight Sun. So, well, when I say reading, I'm like not even a chapter in, really. But
yeah. Okay, so it's okay. So apparently, it's not too bad. The quality, that's okay. I didn't want it to be like where people can like not see us.
I'm gonna try and put another light on.
I definitely think the comments are delayed though, but that's okay, you know. I'm reading Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. I'm doing a body read from Elise from the Petite Punk. We're doing body read. I'm rereading this, and you know, in anticipation of the show and everything like that, which I'm really excited for. And I just can't wait. I'm reading like way too many things. I'm reading that. I'm reading Bleak House by Charles Dickens. I'm reading Save Me the Waltz by still from since the last Join the Six readathon. I'm still reading Save Me the Waltz by Zelda Fitzgerald. what else am I still reading? I'm still reading The Kite Runner from like a year ago or something on audio. From the first lockdown, from like the March lockdown. God, I don't even know. Oh, I'm reading Middlemarch still by George Eliot from like last year, like last January. So that's 1,000 pages to be fair. So, but yeah.
Nice. No, I'm reading.
Oh, sorry. Carrie, have you read it before, or is this your first time reading it, or going to read it?
No, I've never read it.
Have you read any of them? You didn't read thing either, and I never read Daisy Jones and the Six.
No, I haven't even read Six Crows yet. No.
It's so good. Like, I need to reread. I'm gonna reread the whole entire thing, and then I'm gonna go on to like King of Scars, because I've had King of Scars since like it first came out, but like I've not read it yet. So I'm gonna do a whole reread for the show, and it's just gonna be so exciting.
Well,
Can't wait.
Who hasn't enjoyed it?
Ooh, I'm really yeah, Emily's not alone. I was gonna call you Kathleen there. I don't know why. I was like, Kathleen's not alone. You should read. Everybody needs to read Leigh Bardugo, including Elif. I would like to see Elif's reaction to Leigh Bardugo. That would be quite entertaining.
I own it. I just haven't ever picked it up to read.
Yeah, I would just love to talk to everybody about it. I would just really like to see what you thought of Kaz as well, Emily, and everybody else, because Kaz is just one of the best characters ever. Like, full stop. But yeah. I don't know, like, I feel like, okay, let's think like when we should do some sprints. We should do some sprints. Like, I don't know. When does everybody want to do some sprints? What time should we sprint at, and for how long? Should we do a little 20-minute one, or should we do a 30-minute one?
Yeah, we could start it off with like 20 and then after.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yes, put it on your list. But start with Shadow and Bone, because like, first of all, then it makes the whole world make more sense, but like as well, like they're just not as well written as Six of Crows. So then if you go from like Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom to Shadow and Bone, you're going to be like very disappointed. So yeah. So will we sprint at 1:45 for 20 minutes? So it'll give a chance for people, if anybody else wants to join, you know.
Swing by.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, I might.
Oh, thank you. I just think Catherine's comment.
yeah. It is pretty nice, to be fair. Like, that's what I said. I really like it. I actually do really like it, because it's not like that. Like, it's not like reds, if you know what I mean. It's like a dark brownish red. I really like it.
Thanks. Yeah, I like it more than I thought I would, actually.
Yes, do that. That is the best idea, because you'll just be sadly disappointed. I'm just messaging my boyfriend to come and join, because he said he would. So I'm like, come on, join in. Because I'm like trying to get him to. I'm like forcing him to read books right now. He's he's reading The Catcher in the Rye, and he's nearly done. I'm like, he actually got through it.
Oh, I've never read that. Oh, I'd like to see what you look like with red hair. I didn't think I've seen a picture or anything. So.
Yeah, I didn't realize there were so many different sprints on tonight. Like, I didn't realize, and then I saw somebody else was doing them, and I was like, oh, whoops. No, I'm gonna probably. I didn't want to like do them whenever like other people were doing them, but yeah, I mean, everybody's always doing them all the time now.
Yeah, I've noticed them pop up a lot more recently.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I've never read The Poppy War.
They scare me.
I really need to read it. Have you read it, Emily?
No,
No.
but just like the size of them sort of scares me.
Yeah. Yeah, and like because everybody loves them, I wouldn't want to be the person who's like, I hate that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like it would just not be the best thing in the world. But yeah, I mean, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I'm forcing my boyfriend to read The Catcher in the Rye, and next up is Shadow and Bone. I bought him a copy of Shadow and Bone just so that he'll read it. So I was just like, I'm sending it to your house.
Yeah.
You have to read it. You have no choice now.
Guilt him into it if he doesn't want to.
What are the trigger warnings? Because yeah, some things I don't like to read about, so I actually do like to know about like trigger warnings because some stuff I'm just like, no, not for me. Is it's a trilogy, isn't it? Yeah, no, you said that already, yeah. Bobby Ward trilogy. But is there like gonna be any more books? Is it like who I forget even who the author is as well. Is there any more like books coming out?
I don't know. I think I've got that. I'm just like, oh, a new book's come out, I'll get that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I think I could like deal with that, okay? Because I really liked my Dark Vanessa. Did you read that?
No.
No? Was that not your book club thing?
Yeah.
That we did that for? And then you never read it? It's such a good book. It's such a good book.
I've heard.
It's literally so good. It's like not even that like it's like not like that disturbing, if you know what I mean. Like it's like easy to read but also disturbing. Like it's such a weird thing. So it's like you're kind of like, oh, this is kind of scary, but you're also kind of like really intrigued.
Yeah,
I think anyway.
Oh.
I didn't know that existed.
Yeah.
That would actually help me for like reviews and stuff.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Sometimes I don't even realize what like are like trigger warnings and some stuff.
That's good. Damn. Okay, well that's good to know.
That is a lot.
Yeah.
That is a lot. And like how intense are these like themes? Are they
More.
this is a lot. Is it adult fantasy or is it YA?
I think it's adult.
I have actually no idea. Thank you for sending all of those. I think like I would still, because it's like a war context, that I would still be like still pretty much fine to read all of that. So
I know what you mean. So
my sister's like, hi.
Hello.
Hi. I'm so bad at clicking on these comments. Okay.
Just trying to be cool.
So is it like as they grow up then?
Oh right.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Or I could just like skim read it. But I think I would be fine anyway. Hi. How are you?
Hello.
Thank you for coming and joining in. Oh,
1 minute till we sprint.
how do can we add like a third person now?
I think so.
I
think if you send them the link and then let them in.
Okay, I'll do that. I don't know if I can.
Who is? coming in, joining.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Wait, sorry. I'm just.
Don't worry.
What do you? Oh, invite. Yeah, I'm just being stupid, to be honest. Yeah. Jodie from Vanilla Moon is thinking about joining, so that'll be fun. So okay, we'll actually start reading the 10 too. So I need to work out how we do. So how do people do like a timer on the screen? Do they share the screen, or is there something within this thing where they do the timers? Do you know whenever people do these live sprints and then a timer comes up? I'm like the worst host ever.
Never hosted anything like this, so
Yeah.
I'm clueless.
Oh, okay. There we go. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
I actually don't know how to work this, so I don't even know if am I doing it right?
Yeah, no, me either. I was just like literally, I don't know why my camera keeps making me go to the side, and I have to like, I don't know why it keeps doing it. It keeps moving me over to the side, and I'm like really confused. No, I just like I was just like thinking about, because we were going to start sprinting at 10 too, but okay, because I was working hard to get like the timer on the screen.
Oh, I had to look at that today because I have no idea how you do it, and my laptop just does not do that properly at all.
Yeah, so I'm thinking what I might just do for today is this, and just like say like sprint until XYZ time, and then say like time's up. Because if I start like sharing my screen, it'll just be me like kind of going through and trying to work stuff out, because I didn't think this through. I assumed that there was like something in here that you could just click and do it. So we can like start at like, yeah, we'll start in 3 minutes. Because I was gonna start at 1:45, and then I was just like, oh whoops, I've went over time. What are you reading, Jodie?
I'm rereading The Assassin's Blade at the moment, and then I have a massive stack here that I'm going to attempt to at least get through or start this weekend. So.
Oh my god. Yeah. That's mad.
It looks worse than it is, though. I mean, I only plan to start like 2 of them. I don't want to finish them, so it shouldn't be like too bad. But I really need to finish this.
Yeah. I thought you meant like properly get through them all, and I was like, I wish I was that bad.
It's probably going to take me a while to get through them, but I can probably read all the manga and graphic novels, and then at least start the other 2. But yeah, a lot of reading to do.
I've never read Assassin's Blade. I really want to though. But I've heard that there's some like Tower of Dawn spoilers or something.
Do you know what? I've never read Tower of Dawn. I got it when it came out, skipped it, and I'm going to be reading it for the first time like this year because I'm rereading all the ones I have read. But I'd always say to read this one before the rest of the books, because like stuff in this book gets mentioned and thrown in a glass, and it just makes it like so much like more hard hitting. And it's just
okay, yeah. I really want to read it, because there's stuff about like Sam, isn't there?
Yeah, exactly. So like, if you read Assassin's Blade, when she's talking about Sam in Throne of Glass, you probably won't have a clue really what she's going on about. So like, I'd always recommend to like read this one first, because then you get to like properly meet Sam and figure out like what happened and stuff like that. So yeah really, really good though.
I think did you not give it 3 stars? Like,
which, The Assassin's Blade?
No, I'm talking about like this comment. Shelby. No, it's fine. Well, what did you rate it the first time as well? Well, what did everybody rate it? Because I feel like I saw on Shelby's Instagram earlier that she gave it 3 stars, but I don't know.
5 for me. I'm biased because I just love Sarah J. Maas.
Yeah, I love, from like what I've read so far, I do love her.
Yeah, I still haven't read any.
You need to. It's so good. Okay, right, so if we do like a 20-minute sprint to start off with,
Mhm.
then we can like read until sprint. I'll just write in the comments sprint until. This is so bad. I can't believe I've done this. That's the right time, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, good. So just want to read Shadow and Bone. I feel like I need to get like a good like place to read.
Get nice and comfy.
Yeah. My Tamagotchi's like screaming everywhere. Okay, it's 10 past now. How much did you read?
I finished the first chapter.
I don't remember what page I was on.
I just know I read a chapter. That's all I know.
Oh yeah. I read about just over 20 pages, I think. Not much. I'm a slow reader.
Yeah, I'm a really slow reader as well. Like
Only
40 pages an hour. That's my average. Is that that's of Crescent City? I think Catherine's reading.
Oh,
Remember. That's good as well. I need to make videos. I was supposed to do that today, and I was just like, no, not going to do it. What are you thinking of Midnight Sun, Emily?
yeah, it's good so far. Yeah, I mean,
It's like I feel like it's kind of bad, but like kind of good. Like I don't know.
I know what you mean.
I feel like there's some bits where I'm just kind of like I really don't like that. Like it's just, do you know what I mean? But then there's some bits where I'm actually like I'm really entertained. Like I ended up giving it 4 stars because I was just like, and as well, I don't know how I would feel if I didn't already like quite. I really enjoyed Twilight because I remember like going to like the films and all and being like really excited, you know, like wearing the t-shirts. So like now I'm just like, oh, I kind of love the characters. So I don't know if I didn't really care about it, how I would feel. But yeah, I don't know.
I got Midnight Sun ages ago and I got like 80 pages in and then I haven't picked it up since. But I haven't read like all the Twilight books before, so I was really loving it. But I just like, because it was so big and I was like, I've got so much else to read and I kind of already know the plot. I just ended up like didn't finish it.
Yeah, it's like weirdly entertaining and not. It's like quite easy to get through, but like even though it is big, but it did take me months because I had like so many things I had to read for like uni as well. So I was just kind of like, I'm not reading this.
Yeah,
it literally took me from the summer until like literally like the 1st of January I completed it. I was like, oh no, like I really wanted to get that done before the new year, but I didn't manage it. But
I doubt I will have finished it this time next year. I'll probably still be reading it, to be honest.
Yeah. I always do that. Yeah, it's literally the nostalgia. Like that's literally it. Like, but as well, it's like not even like I feel like it's better than like I don't know. I can have like a lot of problems with like YA like kind of fantasy kind of books because a lot of times they're like just not well written. Like I feel like I love Sarah J. Maas. I feel like she's a really like genuinely good writer. But like I don't know, I feel like people like pick Twilight apart way more than it deserves.
Yeah,
just because it has that kind of, oh, Twilight's so bad, like even though it's actually like it's just as written
it's like
everything else.
Like people forget sometimes the whole point of reading is for it to be fun as well. Like not everything needs to be like, you know, critically acclaimed and sometimes it can just be cliche and fun. Like
exactly. That's what I think. And as well, like the Cullens are like such good characters. Like I feel like Alice is such a good character. Like, do you know what I mean? She's an amazing character, and like, and that's what's so good about Midnight Sun because you get some bits about like Alice and stuff that you don't get in anything else, and that's what's like so good about it. But yeah, I don't know. It's just I feel like people exaggerate a lot, to be honest.
Oh gosh, what was this question?
Yeah, it could get repetitive though because I feel like Stephanie Meyer was kind of like trying to justify like Edward's not creepy like the whole time, and that was what bothered me because she kept being like I am a monster, like I know I'm a monster, like I really am a monster, but like it would continue anyway, and it was just like I could tell she was like trying to like justify why Edward was being weird, like because she knew obviously the people had been criticizing it so much, and like that was like really like in it all the time, and I was like, it's okay, like you don't have to say this over and over again. Yeah, 100%. People secretly love it, like 100%. I know. I just know, like they have to. Like, have you read Caraval?
I haven't. But I've got like 2 copies of it, and I've still not read it.
I thought I was gonna love it, and like at the time like it came out, like the first one came out, I was just like, oh my god, like this is so beautiful, like I really really want to read it and everything. And then I read it, I was like, I feel like I'm one of the only ones that doesn't like it.
Oh no, I'm like, that was so many popular books, like Illuminae.
No, I just know I won't like that. I'm just like, sorry, but not for me.
Everyone loves that, and I was just, it's just not for me. And like, I don't know, I really really disliked it a lot. And like, I remember saying it, and I had people being a bit like I personally offended them because I didn't like it. I was like, I'm not gonna like every single book that everyone likes. So
yeah,
sorry.
There's somebody's like commenting like, I love Illuminae, but like most people do. Most people do.
I don't know why I didn't like it. Like, I liked Aiden, the AI character. Yeah. I liked his stuff, but I was just, I don't know. I'm surprised I didn't like it because I thought I'd love it, with it being like the format being really different, because I read a lot of graphic novels, so I thought I'd love it, but I don't know. I couldn't gel with it. That's all.
I feel like it's just like the sci-fi kind of element that I usually avoid.
Yeah,
I usually avoid everything to do with like anything like robots, space. Like, I don't know. I don't really know what they're about because I always just avoid it. But anything like that, I'm just like, no. I don't even give it a chance. I enjoyed Caraval, but to get so much better. Also, Illuminae, I joined the hype, and it was meh because I'm not. Yeah.
Maybe that's the sci-fi thing, because I'm not like, I like sci-fi when it comes to movies and stuff and like graphic novels, but when it's like a book, I do struggle with it a lot. So maybe it's because it was more obviously sci-fi. Maybe that's why I didn't like it so much.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same. Like, I'll watch like a sci-fi film. I don't care. But like, if an alien is in a YA book, I'm just like, no. Like, this is, I don't know why I find aliens really cringy when they're in YA. I'm just like, I can't read this.
Yeah, I'm the same.
What, Emily?
I just said fair enough. I mean, I'm getting sci-fi. I don't know. It's never been like, I'm not a massive fantasy or sci-fi reader at all. But I'm getting it.
Yeah. Yeah, you always just read like really like fun, like contemporary ones. Like, we like cute romance ones.
Murder mysteries, and then yeah.
I feel like I'm really behind in these comments. Yeah, I agree. I'm like that as well. I just find it like interesting whenever somebody doesn't like what I like. Or
I always wonder why as well. Like, I just think it's interesting because like when you read like a review for a book that you love that someone didn't, and they point out certain things, like, oh right, okay, like I can kind of like see where you come from. It's like, it is interesting to see like why people maybe didn't like a book that you love, but I'm kind of used to it because a lot of people don't like Sarah J. Maas as well, and like a lot of people like their books, so it's like you can appreciate like sometimes why people dislike it, and like I think like that's fine. It's sometimes like I have had people say stuff to me where I'm like, it's just a book, like
yeah, like calm down. Yeah, that's why I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just always like, well, if somebody like says like something like that, like that's just kind of like their problems. I feel like people get really, I don't know. Like, I suppose it's whenever people love something like so much that they then just like, or just like, if anybody says anything bad about this, they're throw a fit. Hope you enjoy it, Chloe. It's just never something I'm ever going to read, but
it's definitely fun. I think. I see why so many people love it. I think I'm one of those like odd people who just didn't. Maybe I just wasn't reading it at the right time or something. But
yeah. I feel like it's just. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people on BookTube have like really similar reading tastes. So then you get like somebody who like doesn't have like the exact same reading taste, and then it'll just be like, because everybody reads the same stuff, so then everybody likes the same stuff.
Yeah.
But then you take some people who just aren't going to. I love her book. I love her book so much. I mean, I'm only up to Like I haven't read Empire of Storms yet. That's next. Well, I really need to read that. But I love them so far. I just think she's so good, and I love her romances. They're just so like her hate to love is just absolutely amazing. Like honestly, so good.
I don't know what it is about her books. Like I find it hard to reread books. Like once I've read them once, most time I won't reread them. But I could just reread her books like over and over again for the rest of my life and have no problems. Like that's how much I just everything about her books, like even like obviously Crescent City being adult as well and like being like quite different writing, still loved it. Like I just give me anything about Sarah Maas, I'll read it.
She's just so fun, but like it's also well written, so it's just like both. It's just so good. I just love her so much. Like I refused to read Throne of Glass for ages because I was like, oh no, like Assassins, like that'll be really cringy. I'm not reading Assassins, like not a chance. Like this is gonna be one of those ones that everybody loves and I read it and I hate it and I'm just like not happening. But then I read it and I was just like, oh my god, this is so good. Like so surprised, but I loved it so much. Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, I've definitely done it. Like, I bought Six of Crows just because I felt like I had to have it on my shelf, even though I haven't read it.
Yeah, I've done that before as well.
I do that all the time. I mean, like I mostly buy popular books and then don't end up reading them, and then everybody will forget about them in like a year by the time I start to get around to it, and then I'm just like, I don't even want this anymore.
I'm just so behind. It's like Cassandra Clare's books. Like I've got like 3 books into the Shadowhunters, like the Mortal Instruments, and I've not read the rest of them yet. And like I'm just so behind everyone else because everyone has read those books, but I'm not a massive fan of them so far, I've got to say. And like I know a lot of people don't like that because everyone loves it.
I can't stand it. I cannot. Like I'm just genuinely like. Whenever I was younger, I loved like what do you call the other ones? Like the ones in the like the Victorian times.
Is it? I don't know which ones. There's the Infernal Devices and the Dark.
Yeah, the Infernal Devices. Those ones, I love those. They were like some of my favorite books. I was like, these are amazing, like best books ever. And then, but I didn't like City of Bones. But then I tried City of Bones again. Is that what it's called? Yeah. And then I read that and I was like, okay, it's okay. Still don't like the incest bit. And then I went on to the next one, like literally a couple of months ago, and I was like, this isn't like, in my opinion, like this isn't very well written. Like I still get freaked out with the whole incest thing.
Yeah, I just think it's such a weird, like it's a cool like plot twist, but like I don't know. I literally like I read it years ago. The first book, and I think at the time I loved it because I was like really like young and I was like, yeah, this is so cool. And then like I tried to reread it to read them all again in the summer and I physically could not read it. Like it was just so bad. So I had to listen to it on get through it, and then
I was like, I can't get through this. Like it's so bad that I can't get through this.
That's literally what I was like. Every time I just wanted to like just throw the book. I was like, I just don't want to read this. Actually, like it did make it more enjoyable and I still enjoyed it. It's just I don't like Clary and I can't stand Jace. So it's like trying to read a book with 8 main characters.
Yeah, like you kind of have to like see that's again about Sarah J Maas. Like her characters are so likable, but also like sometimes you're like annoyed with them, but you still love them and you can still see why they're making decisions. Like I feel like Cassandra Clare is very like tell and not show. I feel personally with her characters. I can see why people like would like enjoy it though. Like it's like kind of like the Twilight thing. Like I feel like if you love the characters so much, then like I can see why they're like more enjoyable. Yeah, I'm honestly, I think I've just given up. Like I have them all, but I just, and like, I'd be interested to see what like the Infernal Devices, what I would think about those if I reread them. But I got my sister loves them. She got my mom to like read like all of the Infernal Devices, and she was like reading them like, Rebecca, like this isn't good, like, and like reading me out all these bits that she was like really angry about, and I was like, I'm sorry. I can't remember this. I read this whenever I was like 16.
I reckon I'll love all of the other books. I think it's just going to be the Mortal Instruments are going to be the ones that I probably just don't know. But I think it's because they seem to be more tailored towards like the younger end of YA, I'd say, whereas I feel like the other ones are a bit more like, I don't know, I feel like I've been a bit more normal than like, but I don't know.
And as well, like the with like the like I feel like Cassandra Clare is like very like early YA, and it's like I feel like that is just completely different to what it is now. Do you know what I mean? So it's like a lot more like trashy and stuff, but then whenever we read it now, we're kind of like, what is this? But like that's what books were like that's what they were like. I haven't read The Dark Artifices at all. I don't know anything about it because I was just like, I'm not going to know any of the characters because I haven't finished all of the Shadowhunters ones. It's so funny, like everybody like having like different opinions, and I'm like, who do I believe here? Yeah, I don't know, because I wouldn't know. Like, I feel like with Cassandra Clare, it's all of this like kind of like all like the family kind of history and all, and then if you don't know who's who, then it's not as enjoyable. So I don't know.
I've not read any of them. Another
I feel like I really want to read. I bought A Song of Wraiths and Ruin today.
Ooh, I haven't read that one.
Yeah, I just, people keep like talking about it and saying it's amazing. And somebody, I can't remember who I was watching earlier, but somebody just like made it sound so good that I was just like, right, I'm gonna get it. I'm just gonna buy it because it's only like the hardback's only like £10 on like Book Depository. So I was just like, I'm gonna get this. But I completely forgot that they were owned by Amazon, aren't they? They like Amazon bought them, didn't they? And I think Amazon. I was like, I'm gonna buy for them instead. And then after I bought it, I was like, I could have just got that from Amazon if I was gonna do that.
Before, but I think Amazon bought them, and then Waterstones have bought what's it called? Wordery.com. That's owned by the same people who own Waterstones now as well.
Wait, what is?
Wordery.com.
I've never heard of that.
It's really good. It's kind of like, I'd say it's similar to Book Depository. Like you can usually get stuff a bit cheaper on Wordery, but Book Depository is generally a bit cheaper.
Yeah, because I did check Waterstones because of the way they're doing the double points. I did check them, but it was like, I was like, this is going to be like £16. I'm like, I don't know. Anytime I've ever bought anything off Waterstones, it just doesn't arrive. They take my money and it doesn't arrive, and then I'm just like, what like, what am I supposed to do now?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, the guy, James Dawn, who kind of runs Waterstones, owns Foils. So like he owned Foils and then bought Waterstones or something like that. Yeah. It's weird. I had a book delivered today and it like, it's from Waterstones, then I got an email from Foils saying like your book's been delivered. But like I didn't order 3 foils, so it's really weird how it works. I think that's sometimes as well.
I did not know that. I usually don't buy anything from Foils because like it's expensive, but I didn't know it was like the same anyway.
Weird.
I do really want to get loads of. I do want to get some stuff from Waterstones. I would if it was in store, but then having to pay. They don't have free shipping, sure they don't.
Over £25.
See, I'm just no. I'm that now. Yeah. There's one in. I mean, I go to the university in Bristol, and there's one there, and I was just like amazed by it. Whenever I like moved, I was like, oh my god, this is so pretty. And like they had like tea and all out, and I was just like, this is the best thing I've ever seen. But yeah, they're so nice in London.
Yeah, it used to be like my birthday, like annual treat would be to go to London and go to like spend the whole day in Foils and have like lunch in a cafe and like.
I don't think I've ever been to Foils before. I've been to Dawn Books in London. I've been there, but I've never been to Foils.
I think I've only been like once, but The one in Bristol's really cute. So that's the one I know the most, really. They always have like little book clubs and stuff that you can go to there, and they give you a free book. But I've never been because of COVID. That's never I discovered it. So I never pre-order anything because again, like I'm always like too poor to be pre-ordering stuff. I only buy stuff if I like really, really, really want it.
I'm so bad at keeping up to date with like new releases. I wait till everyone talks about it, and I'm like, oh yeah.
I pre-ordered.
Yeah, that's what I do.
I haven't been.
I wish I was an orphan London.
I was gonna go to BookCon in New York, and I was thinking I
Oh
know
my
it's gonna
God.
be soon, but then they've like cancelled the whole thing now. Like they're not doing it anymore, and I was absolutely
Yeah.
gutted because I was so excited to go and like meet loads
Yeah.
of people.
Yeah, that would be so fun. I've always wanted to go, like, but I would love to. Hopefully someday, like, maybe whenever Corona's over, I'll like treat myself to going or something. Because it'd be just so much fun. I would love it. But you would literally need to like have an entire suitcase just for the books. Because
that's what I did. I went.
I know. I would just come back with so many.
I went last year, and I knew I was going to buy loads of books. Like I saved up for ages, and I took like a whole like extra set of money just for books. And when I was there, I bought that much. I had to buy another suitcase, and I genuinely brought home a giant suitcase just of books on its own, like because I bought that many.
Oh my God,
so bad. It was
so yeah. I would love that. I wish that was me. But I'm sure you had like so much to read though. Then after that,
and I still haven't read most of them now.
Yeah, that's me. Like every semester, I'll be like, I only want books, and then I won't read them, and I'll be like, oh, I got that years ago.
It's so bad. My TBR pile, like, so bad. But I've got like such a bad like book buying addiction as well. Like I love collecting books, so a lot of the time, like I'll buy a book and then I don't actually read it until like 2 years later, unless it's something I'm like, oh my God, I need to read it now.
Yeah, that's what I do as well. But like, yeah, I don't even know. I've got books on my shelf that I've literally had for like 6 years and stuff like that I've still not read. And I've started getting into like collecting like different editions of my favorite books. And whenever it's classics, there's like so many different editions. So I'm like, I want that one and that one and that one. And it's just like I'm buying all of these things I really don't need. Oh my God.
Ooh, I've never heard of that one.
I feel like I've heard of it like ages ago, but I would go to all of those things.
Yeah.
Everybody's just gonna be buying books now. So,
I was on that Books to Doors website. I'm so tempted to get like all the collections because you can like get a whole collection or like series.
I can't hear you that well.
Oh. The Books to Doors like website. Have you been on it?
I've heard of that, but I've never used it before.
No, it's scary. I go on there like wanting like 1 or 2 books, and then I'll buy like multiple collections.
Yeah, that's literally me all the time. Like I'll go into like a bookstore to pick up like a book, and then I'll walk around, have like a big stack when I get to the till, and then forget to pick up the book that I've gone in for. Like,
so do you want to do like reading sprints in a wee bit?
Okay.
I don't know. In like a minute. I don't know, like we could do it at 25 too. So literally like nearly now.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. I need to go to the bathroom. I don't even if I click stop camera, it's not gonna like remove me from it, it'll just take my camera off.
Yeah, I think you just like yeah, like
okay.
I'll do that.
I'll be back in a minute then.
Okay.
We'll be sprinting anyway. We'll sprint for half an hour.
Okay.
Wait, what's a half an hour from now? I'm gonna turn my red light off because it's roasting me to death. So dark. Okay, wait. Sorry. Okay, that was all. Time up. How much did everybody read? I finished like as much as I need to read of Shadow and Bone for the body read I'm doing. So I got up to chapter 12 of that, and then I started reading more of Bleak House.
Oh, nice.
It's such a where's the camera? Such a massive book. Like,
yeah. I read about 35 pages of the next one.
35?
Yeah.
35 pages, did you say?
Yeah,
That's loads.
I
I can never read more than like 25 in half an hour.
will do this on like 20 too, so.
What do you mean in the reading sprint? I don't know if. Do you mean like host a reading sprint or just, I don't know.
Ooh.
I've never heard of that book. Who's that by? Oh, The Dragon War. I just saw that after. I was like, what is the dragon? I don't know. I still don't know what The Dragon War is though. Who is The Dragon War by? I'm excited to watch that. And I'm so excited to watch that as well. All of the videos. How much did you read, Jodie? Did I already?
30 pages, give or take.
I'm obviously really, really slow. I'm getting like so thirsty as well, but I don't want to like have to go all the way downstairs for water. What are you thinking of Turtles All the Way Down? I read that like near the time it came out and just like didn't like it, to be honest. But
I can't remember much about it, not gonna lie. I read it when it first came out, but not one day.
yeah, it wasn't. I didn't find it that memorable. I kind of thought it was like okay.
I've not read it.
It's like quick to read because it's so small, but like I wasn't the biggest fan. I just didn't care about the characters. I was just kind of like, okay, yeah, whatever. Moving on with my life now. Oh, okay. I didn't get that. I really need to read The Poppy War. Is anybody doing like, do you know if any booktubers are doing like a Poppy War read along or anything like that? Or I feel like somebody's already done it and I missed it.
I don't think of them then. There also probably is one, to be fair.
It probably is.
Yeah. I would join in with that because I need an excuse to read it. So I just know it's never going to happen. Have you read it?
No, I want to read it. I've got all 3 books, but the only reason like I'm a bit apprehensive is because it's really political, and I struggle with anything that's quite political. I find it hard to like stay interested or wrap my head around it. So that's it. I've not got to yet, but I'm definitely going to read the first book this year. But yeah, I've seen like every single person I've seen review is giving it 5 stars as well. So
yeah, that's what's making me want to read it because I haven't heard like any bad things at all about it.
Yeah.
I just really want to read it. I've got a feeling I'll like it though. What box was it that did those like beautiful editions recently?
I think it was a Luna print, wasn't it?
Yeah, those were actually beautiful. I was like so. Whenever I saw those, I was like, I really need those, but everybody had. They were already like £200.
Oh, I know, it's so expensive.
Ooh. Yeah, I mean, we were talking about trigger warnings of it earlier. There seems like a lot
quite intense, I think, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh my god. I am so jealous. I want those books so badly. It didn't hurt my brain. Yeah, I still want to read it. I still want to read it anyway. I feel like I'll enjoy it. I don't know why. I just want to. I really want to read The Prayer of the Orange Tree as well. Isn't that what it's called?
I read that last year.
I think I will. What is it?
I wasn't the biggest fan of it. I gave I think 3 stars.
I feel like I did you talk about that in the video? I feel like I watched that.
It was. I think I was just reading it at the wrong time, to be honest, because it's a really like quite complex fantasy. So there's a lot of different characters, like Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
got, like loads of different characters from their perspective, and then you've got like a big like magical thing and like a political system and all these different like individual plots going on that kind of all link together. And I think I was reading it at a time where like I just couldn't wrap my brain around all these different people and places and plots, and I never knew what was going on for most of the book. So
yeah,
I appreciate the writing. Like you could tell it's a really well written book, but I didn't enjoy it because I couldn't wrap my brain around it. So I'm gonna have to reread it one day where I can like properly sit and concentrate on it more. Yeah, I didn't really enjoy it too much. I mean, there was bits of it that were good, but yeah, just don't think it's my cup of tea.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I feel like that it's like this, like with like Charles Dickens, like I've like just decided to like write down who every character is because I'm just like he has just a million different characters, like especially in Bleak House. It's just like I just like and on the way Charles Dickens has like such weird names for characters, but they're all called weird names, and it's just like he has such good character names, but I can still never remember who's who because they all have weird names. So I'm just like I feel like it should make me remember, but it doesn't. I'm just like right. I just like tab it like this is this person, he works for him because it's always so complex as well. Like he's a solicitor for this guy, and I'm just like oh my god.
Yeah, that's what I was like with Priory. I just couldn't wrap my head around it, and then like there's like an index thing at the back which like explains all to you, but I still like just couldn't like grasp any of it. So I just didn't know who was who, and I don't know. Like I just I feel like I treated the book a bit unfairly because I feel like I just didn't read it at the right time. So I think definitely I'll reread it, but I don't know, I struggle with books that have got like that many characters and that many like political systems and like there's a lot of heavy world building in the first few pages, and I was just like my brain was just much.
Yeah, you need time to like actually kind of. Wuthering Heights is like that as well. I don't know if you've read that, but like that's like you need a family tree because like if you don't like read that with a family tree, I don't know how because it's like this person's related to this person and it's like some of the editions do have family trees at the start because it's just like it's such a good book, but it's just because halfway through it'll skip to like their children and and it's just like a whole like and a lot of like films and all leave that whole bit out, but it's just like literally so much of it is just like this is this person's child and this person was with this, and it's just like oh my god, I just don't even know what this is. But it's such a good book. But it's so like I feel like I only knew what was going on because I did it for A level because I avoided it until then, and I feel like if it wasn't explained to me, I wouldn't have known what was actually happening.
I had no idea when I read it. Like, I just got confused the whole time and didn't really enjoy it. But I thought
yeah, you didn't like it.
No.
I forgot about that. I love that book. It was one of my favorite books. I forgot that was in your list of books I hate.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, my this is like that was like the first time we like interacted really. Like we did this like video together, and it was like books we hate. And like she like one of my top favorite books is Wuthering Heights. She's like Wuthering Heights. I was just like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah, no.
Any classics? I haven't really read that many. Cause I struggle like because it's such dense writing to me. So like I really struggle sometimes to like physically read it. But I'm gonna try with Pride and Prejudice. It's my first Austen book, so hopefully I like it. But
Pride and Prejudice is like I read that whenever I was literally like 15 or 16, and I still managed to understand it and enjoy it. So I think Pride and Prejudice is like one of those ones that like it's really like YA with the whole like hate to love and stuff. So it's so good. Yeah, it's got all those kind of like tropes. It's so good. Literally. Oh no! I love Heathcliff so much. I know he's like he turns into like property evil, but I feel like it's because I don't know. I always feel like it's one of those things where his backstory justifies it, but he is quite evil in the end. But I do love him. I love Heathcliff so much. I hate Catherine. I despise her. She's just horrible. And just like you should have just married Heathcliff, you know. Pride and Prejudice is really funny. It's so good.
They're quite funny, aren't they? That's what because I'm bloody reading it with Caitlin, and that's what Caitlin says just quite like me as well. So I'm intrigued to see if I like it.
Yeah, I'd imagine that you will. I don't really see why somebody wouldn't like Pride and Prejudice because it's just so I don't know, it's just like wee fun romance kind of. So good.
I love the movie. I absolutely love the movie, but the book, you know, I don't know. We'll see. It's just going to be the writing style because obviously it's a classic.
Yeah.
It's just
she's not that like intense. She's not like Dickens where she'll just like describe like I don't know like a chair or something. Like she's just gets on with it.
Yeah, hopefully it's not easy to.
I feel like Emily would really enjoy it since you love all of that kind of like you love all of that kind of stuff.
I probably will. I'll have to read it at some point this year.
Yeah, you have to read it.
Okay.
I was so glad you loved Rebecca as well because that's like one of the best.
That's my favorite. Like,
it's so good.
Definitely.
That's really easy to read though. Like Rebecca's not difficult either. Well, I suppose that's obviously written way later, but
yeah.
I love Rebecca so much. Yeah. Is this what book's this again?
See, that's something I think a lot of people like forget as well. Is sometimes like you can read a book at a certain time and it's just not the right time and you don't like it. And then you like it at the right time and you love it. Like that's happened to me with like The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. Like I read those books and I was like, oh, this is so overhyped. Like I don't see the big deal. Like it's good. And then I reread them last year and absolutely loved them. And I was like, oh my god, these are absolutely amazing. Now I get the hype. So it's just like one of those, isn't it? Like,
yeah, I feel like a lot of things like that. That's why I really want to reread The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath because I hated that whenever I was 16. I was like, this is one of the worst books I've ever read. But now I love her poetry, so I'm like, I bet I'm just gonna love that. But yeah, I feel like Pride and Prejudice is one of those ones like that is. I feel like at some point in your life you'll probably enjoy it. I can't imagine like never being able to enjoy that. Like I don't know, but I really need to reread it. I bet you I go back reread it and like I hate this, but at the time I loved it. But yeah, do more reading sprints soon. I feel like I need to keep my ring light on, or else like my room will be way too dark, and it's like the light is just not good. But it's making my cheeks feel really hot, and like, do you know whenever you're like looking at like like the white light of a ring light is just like I'm afraid it's going to give me a headache.
Yeah, mine always gives me headaches.
Yeah, it makes like the like in here like right in my temples feel like kind of weird. Yeah, I love Jane Eyre as well. It's so good as well. But I read that years ago. And then I got like it on audiobook and thought it was like the full thing, and then it was like I didn't realize it was like, what do you call it whenever it's like shortened? And I was just like, and then it just ended after like 2 hours, and I was like, that can't be this whole book. I remember this being way more complex than that, and realized ages later. Yeah, like the audiobook I have of Bleak House right now, is just like this man that just sounds like he has this like really like, it's a really nice accent, but it's like it's just like like an olden days kind of American accent, but it's just like really weird like to listen to.
I listened to an audiobook. I remember, I don't know if you heard of it, called Carmilla. That it's like a vampire story that was actually published before Dracula, and it's not very long. And I bought the book, but like I was doing like a readathon, and I was just trying to get in like an extra read. So I was like, I'll listen to it on audio. And the audio was literally like 2.5 hours long, and it was the most uncomfortable and weird experience I've ever had in my entire life. The people narrating it just kept breathing like dead heavy randomly all the time, and like making weird noises. And I was just like, what is this? Like, I've never ever experienced an audiobook like that in my life. Like, it was honestly the strangest thing. Like, just so much like unnecessary breathing. Like, and
was it them like taking breaths, or was it like part of the story?
Like, I don't even know how to describe it. It was just like little weird, like almost like little moans, like really subtle moans in between stuff, and like really weird breathing while they were talking. And I was just like, this is making me so uncomfortable. Like,
really weird. Oh, I want to hear this now, though. I kind of want to get it just to like hear this.
I didn't know as well. There was like other editions, like audio editions, but it was the only one that came up when I searched it. But it turns out like there was more. I'll try and find it, but it was just honestly.
Yeah, I really want to hear this now.
So uncomfortable. Like,
I left that and said that to me. I really want to hear that. If you can get if there's like a sample or something, or like I would get that and trade it in for something else, because I want to witness this now.
Honestly, bizarre. I still can't over it. I was just sitting there, and like I had it playing out loud on my phone. I think like my mum or someone came in the room, and it was just like a really weird part of the book as well. My mum was like, "What are you listening to?" Like, and I was like, believe it or not, it's actually an audiobook. It was just so weird.
It's so funny. Yeah, a lot of the classics don't have like new normal narration, so it's just like really weird ones where you can hear them like turning the pages and breathing and all of this kind of stuff. Really weird. Oops.
I was listening to a Christmas Carol, so it was like read by Hugh Grant, and that was like absolutely satisfying to listen to.
Michael Hugh Grant would be good to listen to.
It was like so soothing just to hear his voice.
I like that with Stephen Fry's. I love his audiobooks. And Neil Gaiman is probably, I think he's the best. Like, he self-narrates like a lot of his books, and they're just so good. Like, I could listen to that guy.
I really need to read more Neil Gaiman.
So good.
Because, as Emily knows, the Ocean at the End of the Lane just really wasn't for me.
Oh, I haven't read that one yet. There's still a lot of his I haven't read, but it's one for the Graveyard book's really good. That one's really, really good. I love that one.
Emily just does not want to hear me talking about the Ocean at the End of the Lane. I talk about it way too much. It's not even bad. It's just like the textures in it or something. I don't know. It's just like, okay, basically I'll explain. I'll explain anyway. Like, there's this bit, I'll explain quickly. There's this bit where the child stands on like something which he thinks is like, I don't know, like a pen, I think he thinks he stands on, but like this worm goes into his foot. Oh. And there's a bit where he's like trying to get the worm out of his foot with tweezers. And he's like pulling the worm out of there's this like hole in his foot with the worm in it, and he's like trailing, and I was just like, no. After that I was just like, I can't read this. And then like bits of the worm start like getting trapped in his foot and he can't get it out, and then like and then this like woman, and then he eventually gets most of the worm out, but there's like a tiny bit of the worm left. But then this woman knocks on his door, like coming to like mind him to be like this babysitter. But he looks at her and he's like, I know you're the worm, right? And like she's the worm or something. And I was just like, I can't read. I got like halfway through the book and it was this point I was just like, I'm sorry, I can't read this anymore. It's making me sick. And why is that woman the worm? Like I just no. It was like Nanny McPhee, but it was a worm that was strapped on his foot.
I did have that on my list, but that one anytime soon.
It just made me so sick because it was like literally like 50 pages was about this worm in his foot, and I was just like, I literally
no,
you just can't read this. It's sick.
No thanks.
Because I don't like holes and I don't like worms and I don't like feet, so like all those three things put together.
Yeah.
Not fun.
Neverwhere.
I don't think
Is that
I'm sorry,
is that Neil Gaiman or who's that?
Neverwhere's Neil Gaiman. I don't think I've read that one yet. I've paused it, but I haven't read it.
I haven't read anything apart from Closer at the End of the Lane. I want to read Coraline though.
Which one?
Wait, what?
Which one did you want to read?
Coraline.
Oh, it's so good. I love that one. So creepy.
I really want to read it. I've had it for ages, but
yeah, it's so good. It genuinely is terrifying. Like I can't believe that's like considered to be like a middle grade or a teen book, because it is like genuinely scary. Like I genuinely do think the people who wrote Insidious have kind of based it off of that book. Like it's not the same kind of vibe. Like that's how I interpret it anyway. It's really, really creepy.
I love the film, so
I've not watched it, actually. I've watched half of it. I need to finish it. But I love the book. Like I absolutely love it.
So good. I love the film so much. I could watch that a million times. So good. Do you want to, so at past, do you want to do like a half an hour?
Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm getting really close to finishing this now, so.
How many pages do you have left?
I think I've still got maybe like, I'm on to the last part. It's split into like 5 or 6 parts, isn't it? So, let's see that. I've got just under 100 pages left, maybe. So.
Yeah, that's good. That'll be a bit of a dent in your massive pile. Where are you in Midnight Sun, Emily?
Pardon?
Where are you in Midnight Sun now?
I'm like just starting chapter 3. So they've like met and everything. You know. Probably. Yeah.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't dislike it. I mean, it's fine at the moment. Like, it's not. But it's like fine, and I can carry on reading it. But
yeah.
It's interesting.
I'm really excited to see what you think of it, to be fair.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to getting a bit further into it, because like I'm on page 62 out of like 750, so
yeah.
Oh my god, so exciting. Oh, I can't wait for you to read it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of jealous. I wish I could like go back to reading these for the first time again and get that serotonin. I mean, I still get it now, but it's never the same when you reread. Like, it just doesn't compare.
I might bring it with me then over. No, because I'm going back to Bristol soon, so I might bring that with me so that I can read, like the Assassin's Blade, so that I can read it.
I love it so much.
I always end up packing way too many books, so it takes up my room, and it's just like I don't have any like enough shelves over there as well. Like just it's like I have like so many books.
Can't wait to go on to Throne of Glass though after this. I've got to wait till next month. I so wanted to pick it up straight away and like read them all again, but I'm gonna have to wait like a month until I can read it.
Yeah.
But,
I can't wait to read Empire of Storms. I'm so excited. Okay. Well, it's 1:30, so we can read a bit more until 10.
I'm gonna go make a cup of tea, so
Oh yeah, good idea. I might go and get more water, to be fair. I'm so thirsty. Do you want to be the only one here, Emily?
I can hold up the fort.
Okay, I'll be 2 minutes. I just
I'll just sit and read.
if I remove myself. Wait.
Oh.
book is so funny. Okay, time's up. How much did everybody read?
About 30 pages.
By how much?
30.
30. I don't even know how much I read, like a chapter or something.
I think I read about 30-ish as well, or maybe a bit less. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I've literally no idea. As well, like the writing in this is like absolutely tiny. So like it's like one of like a really cheap editions of classics. So like the writing is just like absolutely tiny. So it just takes me forever to get through this. Like I feel like I think there's supposed to be over 1,000 pages in that book, but there's like 700 in this edition because like the writing is so small. Yeah.
That just makes my eyes go funny when I try to read anything. It's got a really small font.
Yeah, that's why I'm just like listening to the audiobook like as I read it, but then have it really fast so that I can actually like read along with it. It makes all of like the stuff go into my head. He does like different voices for different characters as well, so it makes it like makes you know what's actually kind of going on.
Never done that before.
So you're really close now to finishing.
Sorry, it froze for a second then. I've never listened to an audiobook and like kind of followed along with it in a book before. That's actually quite a good idea. I've not done that before.
Yeah, like I had never done it before, and then because it was so big, I was like, I'm gonna like just like whenever I want to listen to it, I'll just listen, and whenever I want to read it, I'll read it along, so that like the audiobook, I don't have to like find where I was in the audiobook. But I was just like, that was the only reason why I did in the beginning, and I was like, this actually really hard.
I do all the time, mate. I love listening and following.
Oh, cake and custard. I want some cake and custard. I'd love some custard right now. Ooh, I'm so excited to see what you think about Either Route. I cannot wait to read it.
I like it. It's really good.
Did you read it?
Yeah, it takes a while to get into it. I think, well, not to get into it. I just think the pacing's a bit off. Like the first 200 pages are quite like slow and full of like little details, and then like around 200 pages, the plot actually starts. If that makes sense. So it's like the pacing's a bit off, but besides that, like it was absolutely amazing. Like so good. And like the writing's just so good as well. So it's definitely like really, really fun. But yeah. That was my only issue with the pacing for me. But besides that, like it was really, really good.
I've never read any V. Schwab at all, so I think I'm going to start with that though.
Definitely worth reading.
Yeah, it honestly really helps, like with complex stuff. Like I feel like I wouldn't have understood Bleak House as much if I hadn't have. So I feel like Priory Over the Orange Tree or something, I feel like if you listen to it and read it, it might kind of go in more. So I actually might do that whenever I do read that.
I'm
Yeah.
I think.
I'm doing that with like Midnight Sun at the moment. I just don't think I could get through all of it at like a decent pace without the audiobook as well.
Yeah. What's the audiobook of that like? Like what?
I don't know. It's like I also hear Edward's like as you know like Royal Protestant, but it's a bit feels like an older voice, like more. I don't know.
I'm intrigued now by that. You know, that might be a good idea for me to do the audiobook instead. So I'll definitely get through it a lot quicker then.
Yeah. Yeah, I would really want to see what people think of it. Oh, so like I'm not alone then with this. Other people have thought of this too. Yeah, honestly, Dickens is so hard to follow sometimes.
I use audiobooks a lot of times. I feel like, do you ever have those books that you really want to read, but you just know you physically couldn't read them? Like you just know you'd struggle. Like for me, like Outlander books, like I got like halfway through the first one physically, but there's so much like Gaelic in there and like really heavy Scottish that it's like sometimes you're a bit like, oh, this is a bit like difficult to get through. So I switched to the audiobook for those, and the audiobooks are amazing. I flew through them. But I just think like I don't think I could physically read the books. Like I don't know, it's weird. Like
I've never read them.
Yeah, they are quite good.
Yeah, I feel like some are just probably better to listen to.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, keeping track of names and like no one what like in the Kite Runner. I feel like because the Kite Runners that audiobook's really good because the author narrates that. So obviously he knows what way it's supposed to be said and all, like you were saying about Neil Gaiman, and
Yeah.
like him pronouncing all of the words and stuff, like because I think it's set in Afghanistan, so like him pronouncing all the words and all the places just makes it so much better because he actually knows what he's talking about rather than being like, does this American person actually know?
I think it makes it better sometimes when like authors self-narrate because they portray the characters exactly, obviously, how they're supposed to be portrayed, and it makes it more enjoyable. And like, I don't know, I think like more authors should like self-narrate because it does like make things a lot more fun. Like from like reading, well, from listening to like the Neil Gaiman ones and the Stephen Fry like audiobooks as well because they're self-narrated. They're just so much more fun. Like they're genuinely like entertaining because they put on a show like how the characters.
Yeah. Because they know what way they want it to be read, so they'll read it the way they had in their head whenever they were writing it.
Yeah, exactly.
I just got behind him. He's
good idea, actually.
Yeah.
Try
Prejudice.
physically or Pride and Prejudice, but if I struggle, I'm going to go to the audiobook.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
I didn't know she self-narrated.
I didn't know that either.
Oh.
Because I didn't I thought I didn't like the Poet X as much as other people did. Like I was quite disappointed with it.
Yeah.
But now I might actually try. But I had an arc, like an ebook, like arc from NetGalley, but it was all the verse was just all over the place, and I was just like, it made it kind of confusing. I think that was part of it because it just wasn't like the ebook.
Yeah.
Something wasn't like edited well or something, and it just kind of ruined it. And I was just like, this is really weird.
I really like Poet X. I haven't read. Is it Clap When You Land?
Yeah, I've not read it.
I need to read that one, but there's a lot of books coming out this year. They're written in verse. Like I didn't realize when I was going through pre-orders, but I saw like just 5 or 6 alone, like some big names, and I was like quite shocked because there isn't that many books written in verse, really, is there? Like until like Poet X and stuff, you start to like get onto it. But there's loads coming out this year for it as well, like, and they do look really good. Because I'd never read like anything that was like that before, but I really did that.
Yeah, I might try Clap When You Land and stuff on audiobook now because that sounds. I didn't know she read it herself because that might make it just more enjoyable. I feel like that happens in Wuthering Heights, like and loads of classics. So like, right, they'll write like isn't it the servant in Joseph? Is that his name?
Yeah.
I feel like it's like written like he sounds, like written like he speaks, but like it's like I'm just saying I don't know because I don't really know what all of these like English accents are supposed to sound like anyway.
Yeah, the audiobook helped with that for sure. With Wuthering Heights.
Yeah, like stuff like that. Yeah, because I'm just like I don't know what these people are expecting.
I might try the audiobook then for Clap When You Land.
Yeah, I think I'm going to get. I've got loads of like credits.
Yeah, well, that's a good idea because I literally had no idea it was how you rate them. Like I didn't even think about like there being audiobooks for them either, with them being written in verse.
Yeah, I didn't think of that either. It's actually really interesting. That makes me more inclined to read them. Can you still swap audiobooks?
Yeah, I do it all the time. I never ever buy extra credits. I go on the chat on Amazon and I just say I want to return all these books, even the ones I've finished. And they just say, yeah, and they just give you all the credits in exchange. And you can do it yourself. Like, you've done it before where you go in and you can like just swap it for another book or like exchange it. Like you just do it in the thing. But,
yeah, it's like after a certain amount of time or something.
Yeah, so I just go on the chat now and just say I want you to return every single one and they do it and give me all the credits. I always have loads of credits.
Yeah, so whenever you say something doesn't come on Amazon, like obviously I'm not like the kind of person who would just make it up, like, oh, this doesn't come, but they don't really ask much. They're just like, oh, okay, and then they'll send like another one out. It's kind of good, but also like if you're like one of those people who just like made it up. This doesn't come. This didn't come, and like get loads of more stuff. I've never read or seen Game of Thrones, which is like.
I haven't read it. I've watched it, but I tried to listen to the audiobook for Game of Thrones, but it's just I got like 2 chapters in, which is so long. Like it was just one of like a million characters explaining like the most like bland stuff, and I was just like, I think it's like one of those things where sometimes like the film or TV show is better than the book.
Yeah.
Like for me, I don't think I'd bother to read the books because they're just, I don't know, there's too many like perspectives and politics again, and too much. Like from that experience I had with the audiobook, I don't think I could actually read them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Night. Have a good sleep.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's how I'm going to feel with Shadow and Bone as well. I think I'll read the TV show, because I know you're reading it, but I just don't really like that series. I've got the last book to read, and I've been putting it off for ages because I hated the second book. But like, I think I'm gonna like absolutely love the TV show when it comes out, because
Yeah.
it's got like some Six of Crows mixed in with it as well, hasn't it? I've not read that yet either. I've been putting that off for ages, but I reckon the TV show for me would probably be better than the books. But
Yeah.
it's like one of those, isn't it?
Yeah, I love it. I love it so much. I feel like it's just one of those like really trashy but really good books. I don't know, but Six of Crows is technically better.
I enjoyed the first book. It was just the second book. I just hated it. Like I don't know. And then I'm just scared now to read the third book. But loads of people have told me that the third book's actually quite good, and it like kind of makes up for the second one. So I reckon I'll enjoy it like a lot more. But it's just, I don't know. I kind of like taught myself out of reading it like a million times.
Yeah. So this is the second time I'm reading it, and I'm loving it. It's so good. Just wanted to make sure I actually remembered what actually happened in it for the show.
I need to read Six of Crows soon then, because I've been meaning to read it for ages, but I always wanted to finish Shadow and Bone trilogy first, obviously, because it's Reacher Rest, isn't it? So like, I've been trying to finish it, but I think I might just jump straight onto Six of Crows before I read the third book.
Yeah, you don't really need to. It's just small references, and you're like, oh my god, that's exciting. But apart from that, you don't really actually need to know anything.
Yeah.
So, and I think there's some Six of Crows in the show, so it's always kind of good, like whenever you've read it and just getting to see it. Like, I love that. We can do another sprint soon. If everybody wants to. A 1:15 or something. I don't know why, but I'm absolutely exhausted. Like, I think that ring light is making me feel exhausted.
I've got a really, really bad headache. I've got like my little like, I've got like supposed to be a ring light, but it doesn't really work very well. I've got like another light, but if I put that on, it's just so bright. Like it'll be way too bright. On there is like a little bit of light, but it's giving me a headache just because I know it's there.
Yeah, like that. My one's like right in the corner of my eye, so it's just like constantly there. It's not good.
It's just like my old crappy one that I first started, and it's just giving me flashbacks of like really bad headaches when I used to film with it.
Yeah. Again. Yeah, I don't know. It's when I feel like it's one of those books when you get into it, then you want to keep reading, but it's kind of, since it's kind of long and stuff, it's kind of like
I've literally had it on my shelf for like probably 2 or 3 years now, maybe even more, to be honest. It was close to when it first came out.
Yeah. So many people would be like really excited whenever you read it, though.
Yeah, sure.
I love whenever you always watch somebody and like they read something that you like, and it's like, oh my god, yes.
Yeah. Oh my god, I didn't even realise how late it was.
I don't know why, Emily, you're just making me laugh there. You were just kind of sitting there like this, like just kind of like this, like I don't know why that made me laugh. I feel bad. I'm not bullying you, I promise.
I forgive you.
Well, just want to do like another sprint, or
I don't mind. When is it now?
I'm getting quite tired, to be fair.
I don't know if I've definitely got another sprint in me, to be honest.
Yeah, you know, me either. Like, actually, I'm like that ring light. I'm just like, I need to figure out another way to do this because it's just not for me. Right in my face for hours. But yeah, I don't mind ending now then because I feel like everybody's getting really tired. Thank you so much for like joining in and everything, both of you.
Having me on. It's been fun. I got a lot of everything done.
Yeah. Hopefully you get through your pile.
Thank you. I hope to do as well. Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Bye. Right.